Um, Hi, I'm Jade. Or you know me as Sonia, and I'm sorry if I've been inactive of making videos. That is, I've been active on my community posts, and I know I haven't been posting uh any ex-listener videos in a while. Again, I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna be start doing that soon. Maybe make continue with like my yandere pregame Shuichi um the series. But I'm gonna be like addressing what's been going down. As you can see, a lot of wild stuff has been happening, and I decided to take a break from making content because my mental health was all over the place. But before I continue any further, trigger warning: this video is gonna contain emotional abuse, family drama, mental health things, etc. So if any of that is triggering for you, please click off the video. It's not gonna be worth it. But anyway, um, I'm gonna start by talking about what's been happening since it was too much for me to carry. But gonna be starting off with the Washington trip, which you should probably been some of it been caught up to speed a bit considering the community post I did. Um, but I'm gonna be talking about it anyway. All right. First day. So as you know, we just got back from a long road trip, which took 14 hours, and I was exhausted and all that. So I got comfortable. I was on my phone. We got the Wi-Fi connected. I was just sitting on my bed, and then I hear my aunt and mom talking. My mom's letting my aunt know about my eating habits, considering I'm kind of sensitive when it comes to food. So she's just letting my aunt know about the foods I like, etc. And then my aunt just starts saying that I need therapy and all of that, which I found kind of hurtful, if I'm being honest, because that's nothing wrong with therapy and all that. And I think I do need therapy, but for another reason, which is considering my mental health. But I didn't like how she was talking about it, and the fact that they just talk about it behind my back like that and not saying it to my face just right away, saying that suggesting that I need therapy because of the way I eat. And if I'm being honest, it brought memories because of how the time I was manipulated and that I was talked so badly about for an entire year, and I just didn't want to relive that moment again. It was one of the hardest things in my life. Even though betrayed by a friend is normal, it was still pretty hard for me experiencing it. But and then at the dinner table on that day, I thought it was all gonna be fine. But then, one of my dad's brothers, aka my own uncle, those two started arguing in the middle of the dinner table because of me and all that, which I didn't like, considering it was not appropriate in front of family. But I was just glad it was over after I was excused from the table and all that. I went back to my room and just went on my phone as normal. Then I put it away and then went to sleep. Alright, now we're talking about the second day. So luckily I wrote in my diary of what's been happening. Alright. Just one sec. Alright, now that I'm back, talking about the second day. So, the second day, well, everything started off fine. I had breakfast, then I went back up to my room. I got on Discord, and I was just talking to Macy, like everything was normal. But then all of a sudden, me and her get a friend request and all that by the same person, and then we immediately see the we immediately see the name, and we immediately know who it was. Well, we just wanted to confirm it. So then Macy accepts the friend request and all that, and it turned out to be that same groomer from those 2 years ago when we were still 13. And this guy's name was Tyler and all that, and he has groomed us before. And Macy comes back 2 minutes later, and she shows me the screenshots. And as you saw in the community post when I told you about the incident, it was horrible. And I asked her, I'm gonna go confront him about this. And I immediately get to the point, and then he's like starts being inappropriate with me, which it was very horrible. But luckily Celeste, aka Ray, took care of it and all that, and she managed to chase him away. We then blocked the guy. Even though it was only for like a short time, it still brought horrible memories, and we're still recovering from this, but we're getting better. I just hope, I just wish this didn't happen again. Like, because it was a pretty triggering incident, considering this is the 9th time I've been groomed. Anyway, now moving on to the third day. Third day, it was also terrible, but I woke. Even this morning wasn't good because when I woke up, my family members were talking behind my back, which I felt even more awful considering I was just recovering from the Tyler incident. As I'm recovering from the fact my family members were talking behind my back, I I'm my dad comes in and he forces me to eat and drink something, treating me like a mental patient, even though I wasn't hungry and I wasn't thirsty either. But I still did it. But I felt, and I just felt off. I felt awful that I had to deal with this. I feel like I wasn't being treated as a human, but as just an alien of some sort. But the only time I felt better was that when I was in that room and just happily sleeping and relaxing. The fourth day. Anyway, it was also very terrible and scary. Not only not only was it my family again doing family drama and all that, because my dad's side of the family has mostly family drama, which I do not like at all. It's very messy. But this incident on the 27th of July, A psycho was after me, as you saw in the community post. It all started when, as you saw the screenshots, like this, like it was literally so scared, which I was and still trying to find out what have I done wrong to make the psycho come after me and want to beat me up. It got so bad that Nikolai had to call the police and go to his county station. Luckily, the cops are now dealing with this, and I'm glad they weren't those cops who just brushed it off and didn't help. They actually stepped in to help, and they're now investigating the problem right now. Anyway, the fifth day, which was probably one of the worst days in Washington. Today was so terrible that I was literally crying right now. And this week of vacation was so bad, it was probably like and my parents deserved the worst comfort award. So basically, as you saw in the community post that I did, I had to take a break from my phone. I decided to choose to read instead. But but my cousin and my uncle kept playing Cars, and it was pretty noisy, and it kept bothering me, and I couldn't focus on reading. I tried telling my parents, but it was pointless, and my dad just told me to deal with it. I burst into tears and I started having a meltdown. It, and what broke my heart the most was when my dad saying I was crying for attention, when that wasn't the case. I was crying because I was hurt and I was having a uh, a meltdown or a mental breakdown. It was so It was so terrible, and I felt even worse considering I hadn't recovered from the past stuff yet. Like I was a huge mess. I didn't know what to do. It felt like the weight of the world was pulling me down some, and I felt like I was drowning. And I felt like I was just suffering very much because I just needed someone to offer me a hand and just tell me that everything is going to be okay and that we're here for you. And and now the last day of Washington. Today, and luckily today was okay and all that because it wasn't as terrible as the past days. I was just still not rec- recovered yet because I just felt so tired and so drained and exhausted that I just felt like very, very worse. But luckily, I did manage to finally get out of that horrible nightmare that I had to deal with for a week. And then we hit the road and started going back home. And that's what happened. But I thank you everyone for listening to that. And I will make sure to get back to the ex listener video soon. I just needed a break considering so much drama had been happening. I'm so I'm sorry I'm sorry for anybody watching this video that you have to sometimes have to watch me be upset and sad, which I know you guys don't like. But I'm starting to get better. I'm starting to keep pushing and all that. But anyway, thank you all for listening. And I appreciate you all. I'm grateful to have friends and family like you and supporters like you. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a good day and slash night. I love you all. And this is Jade/Sonia signing off. Love you all. Goodbye.